There we go. What's up, Bane? I'm gonna raise my volume up a little bit. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. If you're on your phone, you gotta hit that stupid little mic button. And it'll be like call in or audio. I think it's the audio on top that does your phone audio. This is being recorded. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? No, you can't hear me? Oh, there it is. It's connecting. It's connecting. Nope, you muted yourself. Oh, I got you. There you are.
Stop muting me.
I didn't mute you. I wasn't doing anything. All right.
Hear better.
Oh my gosh. It is what it is, folks. We ain't gonna leave you hanging with our every Wednesday chit chat. Bane is on the road. What you doing? Where you at, man?
My audio kicks in.
Working?
Sorry. The tech guys having technical difficulties. Let me try to get my Bluetooth on. I'm sorry. 1 second. I didn't realize that you were already on.
Oh.
Like my phone isn't using other audio sources, but oh well. Here we go. I can kind of hear you.
Yeah, headphones on the phone work way better.
Yeah, I'm trying to use my AirPods, but I don't see a way to use them.
They should just auto connect Bluetooth.
All right, say something.
They should just auto connect on your Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Did it work?
Oh well. The speaker's better now, but it's not coming through my Bluetooth for some reason.
I can definitely hear you better.
Okay. Cool. This is a lot better when we do this in person.
It is. But it is what it is. You and I have made a commitment to make a video every Wednesday. And by gosh, we gotta keep doing this. Because I think it was you who told me you try to do this with other people and there's just no commitment behind it.
Yeah, it's hard to stay committed. Like so far, I've got 2 parties that we've been pretty committed. So the videos with you and then my other business, the Wiregrass Wedding Collective, we've been doing a weekly podcast, and that's been, I think we're about working on our 6th week. We'll be on our 6th episode. So that's going strong.
Wiregrass, tell everyone a little bit about that one. I wasn't aware of this one.
It's the Wiregrass Wedding Collective. About a year and a half ago, myself, a wedding planner, and a wedding photographer started collaborating together just with the effort to improve the standard of weddings in the Wiregrass. So at first it was kind of more client-based, but it's turned into more vendor-based. So our audience is more catered towards other vendors, whether it's florists, cake decorators, DJs, photography, videographers, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started a podcast, and basically this is something that's been on our to-do list for a while, but because of the COVID-19 stuff, it kind of set us up to like, this is the best time to just go ahead and jump into it. Even though like this week has been a struggle with scheduling, but we're still committed to trying to do the weekly stuff.
Commitment.
And yeah, just to have that consistency is like, and I believe for a podcast, you need to have a weekly podcast. You can't do anything less than that. So yeah, that's what the Wiregrass Wedding Collective is. And in our vision and goals and stuff, like we'll be hosting workshops and try to do some more community-based education kind of stuff, set up some styled shoots and things like that. So that's what the collective is in a nutshell.
Interesting. One thing I've noticed about the South here and weddings is you guys like to take a lot of pictures in cotton fields.
Something like that.
Okay, whatever. It works, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, that commitment is important. That's something we should probably brush on in this video. This video might be a little shorter than some of the other ones. Have been like 30, 45 minutes long. Because on top of speaking of commitment, on top of all this, I teach Amazon course lessons. These are paid. These aren't free. I teach courses on how to sell on Amazon, something I do as well, helping Amazon. These are clients. These are people on Amazon, like normal Joe Blows, you, me, whoever wants to sell on Amazon. They have a program to help them rank and sell products. And Amazon, I'm hired to teach these people how to do that because I do it myself and have my own products and whatnot. So I do have a lesson in about 45 minutes. Anyways, but commitments as well. I too am getting my podcast ready myself. Like we mentioned before, folks, Bane and I, but know me, we're not competitors. We work together a lot. I do own my own podcasting company as well. And I'm getting ready to do my own podcasting probably end of next month, start that. The reason it's so long because you want some content underneath you before you start posting stuff.
Right.
Give people a reason to stay there. But what we're also doing
It's better to try to build up a queue of stuff versus like the struggle we have with the Wiregrass Wedding Collective is like we're interviewing and creating stuff on a weekly basis to where it's like it'd be a lot better if we could record things like at least 2 weeks in advance. So that way, at least the interviews and stuff. So that way, because like that relevancy doesn't change as much. Sometimes the weekly conversations, because we do go over like what's happening in the wedding industry like right now. So you kind of have to be that on a weekly basis because you don't want to cover old news or something might change, especially like the COVID situations. But yeah, like content creation wise, it's better to record and build up a bunch of stuff like in a recording session. You're not just recording for one episode, but you want to record for, and this is like even goes towards YouTube or social media. It's better to build up a library versus trying to figure something out on the go.
That's the truth, man. I've upped my TikTok game and quality, I guess. And I just made yesterday 22 TikTok videos that I'll be releasing throughout the course of the rest of this month into next month. And now I have to make my new YouTube series for Pathfinder that I'm starting. And then I just bought new equipment for that. And then my buddy, this is his Instagram page. If you guys can see it, it's not focusing. It's called Boom Supply. Good friend of mine, his name's Eric, A-R-E-G. Him and I are making a commitment together that he's going to start teaching small businesses how to leverage Instagram. He's a really good, and he builds up Instagram pages and sells them off. That's his forte. That's how he makes his living. And we'll be launching that at the end of next month once we have some content as well. But it's all about the commitment. But for those of you guys that don't know, Bane and I, we chatted a bit, and then we met, and we're like, all right, we're going to make these videos to help small businesses. Both of us literally whipped out our phones Wednesday, and then we just kind of kept putting Wednesdays in our phones to pre-schedule.
I put Wednesdays on repeat. I mean, 1 o'clock has been our kind of like our go-to time, but like today, like Tony was alluding to, I'm on the road today, so I'm actually in Foley, Alabama, and in about 10 minutes or so, I'll be meeting up with a client to try to work out some graduation recording stuff. So we're doing a practice run to make sure everything works right, so we can be ready for it on Monday.
It's getting down there and doing and committing to, all right, I'm going to make, now Bane and I, we have businesses, we have content, we've been both doing this for quite some time. I don't know about you, Bane. I started personally just on Facebook and then working my way up to committing to, all right, I'm doing Facebook. Now I'll start posting on my LinkedIn. Now I'll start posting on Twitter. We don't expect, none of our clients, or I know for sure I don't expect them to start posting on 5-6 social media profiles like.
Well, I mean, you could, and if you are going to post on multiple platforms, it's one of those like know your audience. Like for example, Facebook, I use more for a regional purpose. Like I know that Dothan area is really Facebook heavy. Like a lot of people like to use Facebook. But like my Instagram feed, I try to curate that a little bit more to where it attracts people from outside the area.
How many with your hands, Bane? How many platforms do you post on daily? Just out of curiosity, because you have more than one company. So
Yeah, I would say more like daily. Daily would be definitely Facebook, and then regular weekly basis it'll be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. LinkedIn gets better treatment than in the past. Like I'm trying to get better with LinkedIn.
that's true. Yeah.
And then I got my websites too that I post with. But each platform I treat differently. Like Twitter, like my history of social media, besides like the actually going to the beginning kind of stuff, but as far as like when I was into branding, like Bane Tech, my tech channel, the tech community is really big on Twitter. So that's where I've been on probably the longest as far as branding goes. Back when Google Plus was a thing, like that, Google that was actually one of my favorite platforms. But
It was a good platform. May it rest in peace.
yeah, it's sucks that Google let that one just go to the wayside. But then like I said, like Facebook, I cater that more towards more regional kind of stuff. I know like my tech community or even my personal brand that's like travel and videography, photography, entrepreneur kind of stuff. That's, you know, I would say Evergreen Creative Company is going to be mostly on Facebook and Instagram. And then the other stuff is like Twitter and YouTube. And that's almost, and then like I dabble in TikTok a little bit. It's just, it is difficult to spread yourself thin, especially when I got multiple brands. Like if I had one brand, I could probably rock it out a lot harder. But and then also like Pinterest is a big thing that like my Evergreen Creative Company needs to focus on more. And ironically, I get a good amount of traffic from my Bane Tech Pinterest. Like I get a few thousand views a month that without any effort because I hardly put any effort into it. But like the main thing, yeah, is like be consistent, but you want to be consistent in the right. Like you don't just copy and paste each post to every single platform because like it just doesn't communicate the same way.
That's true. You remember the therapist that you walked in with me last week? We were making those videos.
That could be so taken out of context.
I'm sorry.
Our therapist.
No, well, anyways, I don't want to give out too much business name. Cogito therapy. Anyways, we were posting videos. Now, normally content, you have to be consistent with it. You have to have a niche. You got to be making the videos, and then you start getting traffic and leads from it. He already got a lead from his TikTok videos.
That's awesome.
I know, and I told him, I was like, that's not the norm. You know, it's good, but it's not the norm. Let's keep making videos. Let's keep making the content, which he's committing to do. But it can happen. You can essentially get lucky and get some leads, get some clients. But that's essentially what it is. It's he's making the videos, doing it, and now it's starting to pay off.
The benefit to him getting on TikTok is like TikTok was made for like short form videos. That kind of was like what was that other platform that was like that?
Vine?
No, Vine. Yes.
Yeah, Vine.
Yeah, Vine. But it was like mostly you see like pranks, you see funny stuff, you see different kind of tricks and things like that. But so like someone like in a counseling background or any other genre invading that space is going to stick out so much more than all the rest of those kind of videos. So it's like it's a pretty cool tactic to use TikTok. And I think like if you're a brand, you should invade that space because you're going to stand out because you're not going to be like posting what everybody else is doing.
All the dance moves.
Yeah.
That ain't happening. But
not here either.
Well,
man, I gotta get going. I gotta get to this appointment, but I'm glad that we could get this all worked out to be able to record something still.
Yes, exactly. Like I said, folks, it's all about the commitment and getting down and doing it and just posting the stuff. Bane, you take care. I'll upload this and everyone have a good day. And don't forget to ask us questions if you have any concerns.
All right, thanks, man. You all have a good day.
Bye.